Back in Nightwave Volume 4, which began on November 30th, 2022 and ended on May 18th, 2023, there was an augment for the Battacor called Sentient Barrage, which means you can't get it anymore, except for trade chat or the Warframe market. Average price is between 75 and 150 platinum, but why does the augment make the Battacor good? As always, if you're enjoying this video, consider leaving a like or a sub, or comment your favorite Warframe. All this to please the YouTube gods or something. So let's dive into the Battacor and see why it's great when paired with a grouping frame like Nidus. So let's talk about Nidus first, why I subsumed his Ravenous Carpet and how I play him. Let's start off with his passive. In the bottom right of your screen you can see a counter. This is known as a mutation counter, or a mutation stack counter. If you hit an enemy with his first ability, you gain mutation stacks. At 15 mutation stacks, you get insta-revived with 50% of your health and are invulnerable for 5 seconds, so it's best to keep that up by using his first ability. And that ability has a nifty trick. See, when you hit an enemy, you regain a portion of the energy you spent. So a hallway or a big group can refund more energy than you might have spent. Per enemy hit, you gain about 10 energy back. In the case of my build, it's 15.5 energy. Do note that when you spread the mini carpet, you can't use it again until the animation has ended, so it's best paired with his second ability. And that ability is every Rule 34's wet long dream. Larvae pulls in enemies, making an easy grouping for glaives, launchers and other area of effect weapons. Better put some range on this one too to gather more enemies in a single ability cast. And if all that is not enough, you can be a pretend gardener from Princess Waltz and infect the ground you walk on, spawning maggots that seek out enemies and explode on their face. Kind of. You also regenerate health as you're standing in it. The more ability strength, the more health you regenerate. Link and Ravenous do cost mutation stacks, so in my opinion it's best to start the mission with Larvae, then stomp them with Virulence, their first ability, to get easy energy back and some mutation stacks. Now personally, I've paired Terrify with Nidus and put it over his 4th ability. As my playstyle is more run, gun and strip armor most of the time, a healing carpet is not really my thing, but to each their own. Now on to the weapon, and the actual main part of this video. Because on its own, the weapon is kind of meh, but the augment pulls it to higher grounds and makes it devastatingly good. See, without the augment, it does decent enough to handle most things. As you're killing enemies, you gain a charge, and each charge can fire the alternate fire laser, and that deals some nice damage. But it also explodes when you hit an enemy. It builds nicely for critical chance and multiplier, but the augment, that brings it over to red crit territory. As once you hit 3 stacks, as noted besides your reticle, you can do more damage. The augment, however, allows for 300% more critical chance and critical damage, turning it from a meh laser to a big boy laser that has infinite punch through. Each enemy hit refunds a single charge. See why I paired it with Nidus? The augment only procs at 3 stacks, but the critical increase works on both the normal fire mode and the alt fire mode, turning this weapon into... What did I just do? Alright, let's talk about modding Nidus and the Battacor. First up, we have Nidus. He is already quite a tanky Warframe for everyday content, so added survivability is taken care of with Umbral Vitality, Adaptation, Carnage Carapace and Mold Reconstruct. Range is taken care of with Archon Stretch, Cunning Drift and Augur Reach. And strength is handled by Umbral Intensify and Blind Rage. A little more duration and energy with Constitution and Arcane Battery, and the aura is optional, but I've gone for Dreamer's Bond just to help my team out just a little bit. Arcane Battery gives us more energy the more armor we have, making a nice pairing with Nidus' armor pool. And Mold Reconstruct allows us to get health per energy that we spend on abilities. And seeing as how we're spamming Larvae, Virulence and Terrify, we don't really have to worry that much about health, especially when we're linked to an enemy. With this build, a single Virulence cast can give back 372 health. So let's talk Battacor modding. It has innate magnetic already, so nothing we can do about that. But for the elements, my Riven has cold, and with Malignant Force and Thermite rounds we got magnetic, viral and heat. Critical chance and damage is again done by our Riven, along with vital sense, critical delay and primary deadhead. And general damage and status damage is handled by galvanized chamber and aptitude. And let's not forget our Sentient barrage to lift this weapon into red crit terrain. All in all, group and nuke. I'm enjoying this more than I should. It's the epitome of I'm a fire in my lazor! But should you get the augments? That's the big question now. If you have the platinum to buy it, then yes, get the augment. Just like the Alchemy Core, it completely changes the weapon, but for the better. And with that, it's the end. Like if you liked it, sub for more Warframe content, follow on Twitch for live streams or watch it here. I'm not your boss. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, and stay frosty.